Okay, we're starting on page 6 of the pictures in the handout. First one is mischievous, and you start with bent threes. You put your dominant hand on your head, and the non-dominant hand is away a little bit, and you squeeze them and you circle them. This is mischievous or mischief. Could be a Sam, could be any kind of bratty or mischievous person. Tough, the bent X's hit down on the non-dominant hand is like a hard surface, and you hit it, and that's tough. It says on the pictures that this is also the sign for rude or blunt, which it's not really. There's actually different signs for rude and blunt. But this could be a harsh person or a tough person. It could also be if your steak is tough, or it could be something that's physically tough. Bad, kind of like good, but then it turns away, bad or evil. Strict is a bent V coming up at the nose, strict. Stubborn, actually rest the thumb on the side of the head, stubborn. This is also the sign for donkey, stubborn. The sign for slut, you have the 5 people that your slut is going to have sex with, and you have your slut here, and with the bent V, you just run it down along all the people. This is a sign for slut. This is gender neutral. This could be a man or a woman. This can be prostitute, can be anything having to do with sluttiness. The sign for whore is a bent open B, and it pulls off from the cheek harshly. If you do it softly, it's the sign for shame. Can also be a sign for shy if it's used in context, so you have to pull it hard if you're saying whore. This sign with 2 X's and you pull them apart, this is a sort of obscene way of saying to spread your legs. This can be a slut if you're talking about a woman. This has to do with spreading legs. You can also use this as a command to spread your legs, or if you say it about somebody, then you're saying like, oh, she's easy, or she spreads her legs. Mean is 2 bent 5s. Your dominant hand starts at the nose, the non-dominant hand stays out here. The dominant hand moves down, and as they pass, the hands close and the knuckles brush. Mean. It's one of those ones you have to practice. Scared starts with S's and shoots out across your chest, like fingers of fear across your chest. Danger is 2 A hands. The dominant hand hits the back of the non-dominant hand. Danger is also the sign for threat or threaten. Dirty can be physically dirty, or it can be like you're a dirty girl, something like that. Now, some people do now like this, and some people use Y hands. This is now, today, present. This part of the body indicates present activity. Before, in the past. Day, some people do it with a closed D, some people do it with an open hand, but this is like the sun coming down. Day. Night, sun's down over the horizon. Morning. Weekend, this is the sign for week and end, so weekend. Afternoon, sun's low in the sky, afternoon. And future, out here is future tense when you're talking. Future. Can. Bruise is purple plus the classifier. If you have a small bruise, you would say purple and you would put it wherever it is. If you have a big bruise, you would use the double L classifier and put it wherever the bruise is. On page 7, beer is with a B, right by the mouth, beer. Water, touches the lips. Wine, circles like rosy cheeks, wine. Soda pop, with your feely finger, you touch the top and pop it, soda pop. Tea, make sure your fingers are out and swirl your tea bag. Coffee. Smell. Rule is an R, and it's kind of like a list. If you do it with a P, it becomes protocol or rule. Subordinate, the dominant hand moves underneath the non-dominant hand. If you're talking about something that's subordinate or above, then you would move the dominant hand above. So this just shows a ranking. Accompany, take 2 A hands and put them together. 2 A hands, put them together. Party is with 2 P's and they shake, party. This is the sign, it's a T and you shake it. This is the sign for toilet or bathroom. It's an informal sign. It's regularly used, very frequently. Less frequently is the formal sign for restroom, RR. This would be used in a more formal setting, like in the classroom or in a nice restaurant or something, you might say restroom. Family, make 2 F's and draw a circle around, family. Boss, that's the bent 5 on the shoulder. This is the boss, or the head of something. This could be the head of the household. Sometimes could be used for dominant. Home, where you eat and where you sleep, is the idea, home. Basement is the dominant A hand underneath. People sometimes sign a D for dungeon. Clothes or dress, or put your clothes on. Shoes, 2 S hands. Some people sign with B's for boots, shoes or boots. The sign for scene, your dominant hand is an S, non-dominant hand is a closed D, and it moves in a circle around. Scene. This could be situation also, scene or situation. Relationship, link your, in the picture they show linking the first fingers. You can do that. Some people link with the feely finger, but it moves back and forth for relationship. The sign for blood starts with red, and then it trickles down, blood. And then fire, like flames shooting up. Page 8 starts with vagina, which is just kind of an obvious sign. This can be for any of the terms that are used, pussy, cunt, vagina, anything like that. If you want to talk about the clit, you bend your thumb down a little bit, make a little clit. Make a clit. Condom, put over your finger. It's an X. Your dominant hand is an X. Put it over your finger. If you want to put the condom on, or if you want to take it off. The next sign is for like piss or water sports. You touch it once if you're talking about that. If you touch it repeatedly, it can be used as a non-obvious sign for penis. Balls, it's the Bent 5 classifier, balls. Remember, this can be used to indicate anything that's round, but if you're talking about ball torture or something like that, you would use this. Glove, show that you're putting on a glove. Erection, this is also another sign for penis. If you just sort of have it there, it's a penis. If you bring it up, it's an erection. It's a closed D. Rope is 2 R's, and they twist away from each other. Needle, you act like you're sewing, needle. Bed, with 1 hand or with 2 hands, bed. To humiliate or embarrass, it's just to show red coming up the face. It's embarrassment or humiliation. Limit, take 2 bent hands and snap them, limit. Sure or real or really or true, this is used a lot and has a lot of different English words that it can be, but it generally means a state of truth or a state of being. So you can say sure, absolutely, really, is that true? Things like that. This is a sign for patient. Take an A hand and draw it down your lips. This is also the sign for bear or suffer. Not like a bear, but to bear something or to suffer through something. This can be used as encouragement, like, hang in there, or, keep going, you can take it, kind of thing. It can also be a compliment, like, oh, you're very patient, or you can use it in that way. The sign for sexy or hot, like, ooh, she's hot, is a bent open B, and you just wave in front of you, hot or sexy. This can be wow also, like, wow, that was really good. Okay, you say oh, and then a K, you kind of pop it out. It's a sign for consent, or anything saying okay or approving or giving consent. And then drink. This is a non-alcoholic drink. If you're talking about an alcoholic drink, it's with a Y. It's non-alcoholic, you drink it like with a cup.